Well, good evening. Ethan back for another beer review, and I am doing Founder's Breakfast Stout. I'm really excited about this. This is a highly praised and acclaimed stout, according to the internet. It gets on 100 on beeradvocate.com. It is 8.3% alcohol by volume, 60 IBUs, from Founders Brewing, which is out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's a double chocolate coffee oatmeal stout. And on Founders Brewing Company, they say availability year-round. The coffee lover's consummate beer, brewed with an abundance of flaked oats, bitter and imported chocolates, and two types of coffee. This stout has an intense, fresh-roasted Java nose topped with a frothy, cinnamon-colored head that goes forever. Breakfast stout, wake-up call. We've long believed in using only the best ingredients, knowing they result in the best flavor. With a beer like breakfast stout, a harmonious combination of oats, chocolate, and coffee. It's crucial that each of those ingredients are of the highest quality. Our hometown neighbors at Ferris Coffee and Nut embarked on an ambitious journey to win back their role as roasters of the coffee used in breakfast stout. Much like we did in our early years, this meant questioning the status quo and making a bold commitment to only produce the very best. This is the story of breakfast stout. Yeah, they'll always make their beer sound wonderful and flowery and grandiose, but this bottle, 12-ounce bottle, was bottled on July 24th, 2020. So pretty fresh. Usually beers will have a bottled on or a best by date. This one just happens to have the bottled on. 8.3 ABV, 60 IBUs. I got a 6-pack for $9.99, I believe. Or was it $13.99? That might have been the old Rasputin. I think it was $9.99 for the 6-pack of 12-ounce bottles. It's got the little kid eating the breakfast on the front. Cool label. I can't recall if I've had this before. If I have, it's been a few years and I don't remember. I don't think I have. But I had a 2 in the 6-pack that I bought already, and this will be the 3rd, but I'm going to reserve my comments on how I feel about it until I try it on camera, because that would be, it's the whole point of a review, All right. Crack it. Oh, wow. You're getting that very, very large, dark tan, brown mahogany head. It's like a 4-finger head, dark brown, coffee colored, massive Guinness-like head. Very bubbly, head sticking around too. Let's get an aroma. Whoa. A little on my nose. That is a deep chocolate. A dark chocolate. Not like a milk chocolate, but like a dark, rich chocolate. So much coffee, chocolate, creaminess on the aroma. And 100 on Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate is not easy to please. For a beer to get an 100, it must be marvelous. I mean, exceptional. Beer Advocate doesn't just throw out 100s. They are known for their sort of hard to please, expectations of a beer. Such a rich aroma, so much chocolate, so much coffee. Those are the 2 predominant aromas. Maybe a little bit of toasted barley, malt, maybe some hop. on the nose. Let's see if there's anything on the can. The coffee lover's consummate beer, brewed with an abundance of flaked oats, bitter and imported chocolates, and two types of coffee. This stout has an intense, fresh roasted Java nose topped with a frothy, cinnamon-colored head that goes forever. Yeah, the head does go forever. They're right about that. I'm really excited to try it on camera. But that head is just stubbornly sticking around. This smells like a stout that I'm going to like. I love coffee, chocolatey stouts with deep toasted barley malts. I've mentioned before, I don't care for stouts that are too sweet, but we shall see. Ooh. Okay. The first initial sip is like sort of a toasted barley malt bitterness. But I hesitate to say bitterness because this is an exceptionally smooth, dare I say, drinkable stout. Dare I say, almost borderline sessionable. It is so creamy and smooth. My goodness. It almost tastes like a chocolate milkshake, but not sickeningly sweet, if that makes sense. It's like it's so rich and robust in the flavor, yet drinkable and accessible, and not overwhelmingly sweet or bitter. The first initial sip is kind of a toasted barley malt, and then that a few seconds later you get like a chocolate rush that hits the tongue. A chocolate, a coffee, which is more predominant? Oh, I don't know, but both come after the first few seconds of the initial sip. Man, I gotta try that again. Wow, it's so creamy. And for 60 IBUs, this says, I don't get much bitterness at all. Usually with a 60 IBU, you would get a sort of a tangy bitterness, sort of a lemon zest, grapefruit bitterness like your IPAs. But this, the alcohol content and the toasted barley malts definitely they're right on par with the IBUs to sort of balance it out and keep it from being overly bitter. This is smooth, like I said before. This is probably smoother than the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout. It's so it's like a coffee chocolate drink, but absolutely no bitterness and absolutely no sickeningly sweet notes. It's just like the best of both worlds. You get your coffee, you get your chocolate without the negative qualities that can sometimes be accompanied with both of those, too sweet, too bitter, your chocolate can be too sweet, your coffee can be too bitter. This is like the perfect marriage, the perfect mix, the perfect middle ground between where those meet and just explodes into an amazing beer. Could the 100 on Rate Beer or Beer Advocate have made me go into this with high expectations and saying that the beer was better than it actually is? I would argue no, because the coffee peanut butter cup porter that I tried a couple weeks ago, it got a great score on Beer Advocate and all that. A lot of people liked it, and that's great. I don't begrudge them their enjoyment of the beer, but for me, it was too sweet. I thought it fell short of how great it was rated online. For me personally, that was too sweet. This is more down this is down my alley. It's It's so smooth and drinkable, not too sweet, not too bitter, but has a lot of character, a lot of body, and a lot of complexity. But at the same time, it's so drinkable and smooth and creamy that you don't even really have to think about it when you drink it. You just get enjoyment and smooth chocolate coffee notes as you taste it. For a score, man. I would give this a, for a stout, this is a great example of what a stout should be. And it's also a style of beer that I really like and am coming to like even more the older I get and the more I drink beer. Stouts, and particularly higher bodied imperial style stouts. This gets a 99. One of the best beers I've had. Again, like I said, before I got this 6-pack the other day, I cannot remember if I'd had this before. I've seen it, but I don't know if I got it and forgot or just saw it and never bought it. But first time trying it on camera, real-time reaction to flavor of the beer. First time I've had it either ever or in a couple of years that I can remember. So for me, this is kind of the first time I've had it, and it delivers 99 out of 100. Are there better beers out there that I haven't tried? Oh, possibly. But for all the beers that I've tried, and particularly all the beers that I've tried on camera for the purpose of reviewing on my channel, this has to be the best beer I've tried yet. Most people associate stouts with, cooler weather drinking, winter time, sort of. Most stouts kind of originate from cooler climates, northern U.S., northern Europe, whatever. But this is something you could drink in summer. I mean, for how drinkable this is and how smooth and creamy it is, I mean, you could drink this in July, but for this time of year, and it is unusually warm for this time of year in Georgia. It was almost 80 today here in mid-November, but this is a great beer for cooler weather, winter, fall. It's so rich, so creamy. The alcohol is well masked. The bitterness, 60 IBUs, hardly there. Such a well-made beer and such a well-rounded beer that no one flavor or note, like sweetness, bitterness, like rises above and dominates the other. It's such a perfect marriage and mix of what a stout should be. And I love it. I mean, I would get this again. It's a little more, a little pricier, but absolutely it's worth it. All day, every day, this is worth it. I'm sure you can get it in your area. It's pretty, it's available all year round, out of Michigan. And they seem to get their beers around the U.S. pretty well. So I'm sure you can try it, get it, try it, buy it. It's enjoyable. I love it. 99 out of 100. Thank you for watching this long, drawn-out video. Cheers, and thank you for watching.